podcast and take this walk with me.
Welcome back to the Three Parallels Podcast, where I am your host, the Brother Dr. Jason Branch, and I'm an executive performance coach. I help people rediscover who they were, embrace who they are, and make room for who they're trying to become. To make it simple, I help people go from lil him, lil her, lil them, big her, big him, big them. You see the shirt? I got merch, baby. We are back, and I got merch. There's a whole university. There's so much going on. Get in where you fit in, okay? The podcast is free. It don't cost you nothing. Costs me everything for now, okay? So this opportunity to dive into becoming the best version of you is what I offer. This show is one of the methods that I do that. So if this show is doing anything, is giving you something, take advantage of it and continue to listen. Continue to share with other people. Also subscribe. I don't know who's listening. I'm learning who's listening. But when you subscribe, it lets me know for sure. It also allows you not to miss any of the breadcrumbs and ripples that will be coming to you throughout this month. The month of March, baby. Yes, indeed. We are entered into the month of March, first day of the month. And there are no coincidences from today moving forward. The entire month of March, I'm speaking it now for anybody listening directly and indirectly, will be a life-changing month. In order for that to happen, number one, you got to say it. I already said it. Number two, you have to provide evidence. The evidence is February was a great month, wasn't it? You still here? Come on. Any month, any day that you're alive is a great day. Any day you're dead, in my humble opinion, it's a sad day. Why? Because I can't do nothing. I'm just laying here dead. I can't drink. I can't eat. I can't hang out with nobody. I ain't got no haircut, nails growing. Rats and roaches got me. I don't know if I'm in heaven or hell. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm in here dead. Cannot be fun. Cannot be fun. But if it is, I don't know. If you're out there dead, listening, call me, text me. Tell us how it is to be dead. Because I don't know. So, again, evidence. It's a good day. A day above ground, in my humble opinion. Simple, but true. So, if I'm willing to invest in myself, if I'm willing to speak it, if I'm willing to provide evidence, and if I'm willing to invest in myself, I will get a return on my investment. One of the easiest ways to invest in yourself, in my humble opinion, is by choosing to be done with PPTs, people, places, and things. Being done means no longer D-O-N-E. Done is D-U-N, meaning I'm going to choose to do something different, uncomfortable, and new in order for change to occur. This is the month for it. This whole month, let's go somewhere. The whole month, family. I'm serious. Gator Nation, we going somewhere all month long, starting today. This episode is a breadcrumb for you. Because in this episode, I'm going to do something that I've never done publicly, and I've decided that now is the time to do it. I'm a storyteller. I'm a phenomenal one, in my humble opinion, and I'm only getting better. My job to help us become them, her, him, is to share stories of growth, of transformation, of inspiration, of changes, of share stories. What do you think history is? A culmination of stories from a lot of different people from their perspective who wasn't there. You wasn't even there. How do you know what happened at a Spoo Jack Now party? You wasn't even there. 97, you wasn't even there. Well, I heard such and such. Shut up. That's from Nate. Nate was under the influence. He just got out of a bad relationship himself. His story, a little jaded. Well, that's such and such. Hush. Unless you was there, hush. It's a story. His, her, their story. Period. And people love to tell stories last time I checked. Hashtag lies. Love this. Again, this podcast is for me. Y'all get the benefits because it's healing for me. If you healing, congratulations. If you're getting something, congratulations. Let me know about it. Text me. I'm dead serious. 404-436-2540. Text me. Let me know how you doing. Let me know how you been. You can connect to me personally. That's my business line. Reach out. I mean that. I want to see who out there. I want to see who out there. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a meme. Shoot me a video. Shoot me some movie. Shoot me anything. I don't care. Send me something. I'm out in here by myself and don't know who doing what unless y'all tell me. I'm asking you. Let me know you out there. Anyway, I said I'm coming to you live from Battlecast Studios. Where is Battlecast Studios? In the middle of nowhere, favorite place on earth, and in the middle of some greatness. And one of the greatest things of this month, number one, is Mia's birthday. Wifey birthday is this month on the 3rd. Y'all send us some love. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Press. Why? Happy birthday, Mia. Happy birthday. And for those who hate, keep it to yourself. For those who love it, give that love. So our birthday is March 3rd. I'm going to share all this stuff because everything connects. You got to excuse me. I'm a little parched and just getting over a cold because it was a very snotty month for July, but for February. New month, new me. So this month, this month is always a fun time for us because it's birthday. In addition to that, it's Women's History Month. Big shout out to all the women, all of them, all of you. Big shout out. And what I love about this month, and I've never celebrated, excuse me, Women's History Month because I'm a beach person. And these made up holidays and times, some of them are historical, got some stuff to them. It's a big deal. Others don't mean nothing, don't make nothing up. Here's an example. Valentine's Day. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Valentine's Day, a lot of things happen that ain't got to happen, but it got to happen because it's Valentine's Day. That's a word. Somebody come get me. I need to get out my car and in your car. Somebody come pick me up. Who text me? Tell me you're on your way. Hey, I'm on my way to the middle of nowhere, hidden in plain sight. Dr. Brent's gonna come get you. Somebody need to come get me. Valentine's Day, one of those days. So some days, some holidays I'll celebrate. Some things, yeah, I'm with it. Some things, nah, we good. Valentine's Day is one of those days. Fortunately for me, I married well. What I mean by that is Mia dislikes Valentine's Day. Fortunately for me, I don't like it either. So when we met, it was already a conversation because we were coming close to the holiday. We was coming close to Valentine's Day. Where she let it be known, hey man, I don't really do Valentine's Day. And I said, yo, me neither. Hey. It was a moment. It was a moment that we shared. And to me, there are always moments that we share if you're paying attention. So I'm going to give you a few ripples and breadcrumbs, and hopefully you are paying attention because we are about to go somewhere. So buckle up, Buttercup. We are going on a journey. And this journey is going to change our lives. What I mean by that is, as I mentioned before, being done with people, places, and things. When you're done or people, places, and things, it's certain things you no longer do. It's certain things you no longer have. It's certain people you don't move with or gel with anymore. And that's okay. What's important is you embracing the place and space where you are and who you are at that time. For those who do not know, I have a playlist for this podcast. Podcast playlist. It's available everywhere. Spotify. Turn on the podcast, hit shuffle, hit play. Within 3 songs, you won't hear whatever it is you need to hear. That is designed for you. That is intentional. Music is healing. Music is everything to me. And music connects us all together. So I need you to hear the music that's coming from this podcast that will give you life, will give you health, and give you wealth, give you a lot of things. So I'm choosing to be done and choosing to give you me. You can do whatever you want to do. It's my truth. And I never shared it publicly. And I'm choosing to share it now during Women's History Month, where I'm dedicating this episode to one of the most important women in my life, which is my wife. I'm a proud husband. I'm a proud father. I'm a proud person. And all jokes aside, all seriousness, I do feel as though I married well, meaning I married someone who enhances me as a person and a professional, both. And if I'm being honest, I couldn't be him without her. All caps, no blue hat. So what I'm going to share on this episode to kick off Women's History Month is the history of a particular woman in our connection and relationship. And not just the history, but a story related to the reality of our life and existence. Let's start with the political climate. Gotta talk about it because it wouldn't be me if I didn't. Everything that's going on in our society right now is due to beliefs. You can't tell me nothing different because we have beliefs and we have facts. Again, you all can attest to this. We all saw a lot of the same videos. We view these videos differently based off our perspective, our lens, and everything else in between. We have not been balanced in the stories related to the activities, incidents, murders, and everything else that's happening in our life right now that's historical, which is on a whole nother level. On the other side of that is all the amazing, beautiful miracles that's happening at the same time in real time, which to me, we're part of. Despite how dark, how ugly it is, it's nice in here. Anytime you tune in, tap in, it puts you in a different place in space because it does the same for me. And I got to get in a different place in space in order to be here and give you me. So, despite what's going on in the world, we still have a place and space for us. So, story time. Some of you may know, some of you may not, but I want my story to be a testament, a testimony. I want my story to be social proof. I want my story to be evidence that you can have whatever it is you want. It just may not look the way you want. So, during my tenure of dating and relationships, I've been dating out here in these streets. I've been on the streets for a long time. 16, 18. You do the math. I ain't doing it. So I've dated relationships from 16 years old to 38 years old because that's when I met Mia. And it's an interesting story of how we met. Those who know Mia already know. Those who don't, let me introduce. So at the time, Mia was a doctoral student at University of North Texas. Doc student doing research related to mentorship for Black folks, whole nine. I was a first year faculty at Monmouth University, second year faculty at Monmouth University. Yeah, second year faculty, Monmouth University, living my best life out here, doing whatever. At the top of my game and ready for whatever, literally. Don't judge me. Ready for whatever, right? So, background to the foreground. You know, I got to give you backstory to the front story. Let me tell you about me, my life, my upbringing. I was not exposed. My parents divorced when I was 2. One was in Ohio, one was in Alabama. My upbringing was my mom got 10 siblings. It's 6 girls, 4 boys. It's 10 total. She got 9. And out of these siblings, that was my core. My dad, it's only his sister and brother. You know, they've had theirs, but the most impactful was my mom because there were many examples. And out of all these examples, and most of these examples with my family, people got married, but they didn't stay married. They may have got married, they got a divorce, they may have children, then got married. It's just been a lot of different places and spaces. Just being honest. And a moment that I'll never forget that's hilarious and sad at the same time, depends on who you ask, was my cousins. My cousins are like my brothers. And my brothers, you know, these guys had a similar lived experience that I did where, you know, single parent household, mom was kind of handling business and our dads would come pick us up at different times, you know? So we're sitting on the couch at our grandmother's house, looking out the window, waiting on our dad to pick us up. And it was usually the same routine. Manny's dad, he gonna be there first. Big shout out to Manny, R.I.P. Manny's dad will be first. My dad will be second. James' dad may or may not show up. I just want to talk about facts. That's what we grew up with every weekend, every other weekend, once a month, every now and then. That was our truth. And that experience for me growing up was enough to let me know this ain't it. So I knew then I'm going to dedicate my life towards whatever it is I need to not be in a situation where I got to pick my kids up, pick my son up, pick my girl up, pick up whomever. I knew that then. So that seed that was planted for me at that time and knowing about, you know, divorce and this and that, there were things that I could prevent. And one of the things that I didn't know about as far as prevention was placing education at the forefront. Not relationships, not trying to get married, have kids, none of that. Education. I didn't know what it looked like, never seen it, first generation college student. So I dedicated my life towards education because of that lived experience. I just want y'all to hang out in my basement for a little bit. Because of that, my life is now the antithesis of that upbringing, meaning married, been at it 7 years, we good, ain't going nowhere. I understand why people get a divorce now. Come on, church. I understand why people stay. I understand people go. I understand it all at this level. So I understand marriage at this level. You never fully understand it because you don't end. Being a father, I understand it now. I understand why men don't stay. I understand why men don't take care of their kids. I understand it. I understand so much more now than I ever had. And that understanding came from my lived experience, which offers me a perspective. So I want to offer you a perspective. Perspective I had at the time was, education is the way out. This is it. This is all. Education is my way out. So I focus on education. So I dated, was in relationships here and there, did all types of things. I love women. That has not changed. Okay. These are facts. I love all types of women, period. Always have. And I dated all types of women, period. I don't discriminate. So I didn't think I discriminated, but I did. And I didn't know until I knew. So therefore, fast forward, everything was related to education, me being a man, me having privilege, me being not, easy on the eyes. I knew at any point in time I can get married to whoever I want, whenever I want. That's me. I'll take that. You can feel how you want to feel about it. So I dedicated 38 years of life to become him, all caps, no boom hat. And that moment of becoming him to me was when I finished my doctorate, got the job. Now it's like, okay, I'm ready to bring somebody into my life. So now I'm out here dating like my life depends on. I'm in Jersey. I'm in New York. I'm across the country. I'm in any city where they pretty. That was a mess because I was searching for someone. I was searching for something and I had an idea on what that person or who that person was. So I was on a mission and it got really bad because I was basing this mission on all these thoughts, ideas, and lists that I had in my mind of who I was going to marry, especially knowing like one of my biggest accomplishments or biggest goals in life was to have a conversation with my wife to let her know, hey, I'm ready to go half on the baby. Like that was bigger than the PhD. PhD was one thing. Being able to have a conversation with my wife to decide when we were going to have children, I never thought that was humanly possible. I haven't seen it. So therefore, let me be the example. So that was a goal of mine. I just want to talk about me and my life. You can do whatever you want to do with yours. So all these things are wrapped up in this identity that I created. Now I'm ready to find my wife. So I went searching high, low, everywhere and anywhere and came up short because I was trying to do things my way. I got to a place in my life where I had to surrender. Let me stop chasing. Let me start attracting. And when I started doing that, things began to change. Things began to shift because I stopped chasing and spending all this money and dating and going all these places and trying to find her and recognize I needed to find me, myself. Got back in therapy. I started dealing with my stuff. I stopped chasing and trying to find myself in women and start finding myself in myself. 3 parallels all day long. So I took a pause from dating. Took several pauses. I stepped in, stepped out. Y'all been there, done that. You're doing it now. Okay. I started studying and research. I really just started diving into understanding me wholeheartedly as a person. And man, I discovered so many things. And this discovery led me to Mia. Story time. So I'm out of my business. There's a conference in Seattle. ACES conference. For those who know, you know. The Association of Counselor Educators and Supervisors, right? So the therapy conference. My mentor, who you know, Linwood, family of the show, Linwood has been connected to Mia for years. He's been connected to me for years. So Linwood was the glue between me and I, although we never met. Never met. Linwood was connected to us. Linwood met Mia many moons ago at Syracuse, where Mia interviewed at Syracuse for a doc program. They had a hard time for whatever reason. Linwood saw a superstar. Linwood saw a lighthouse. Linwood decided, listen, y'all ain't got to take it in, but I'm going to take it in. I'm going to take care of it. And that's what he did. He took care of me at the same time at Auburn. So these parallel universes were happening in real time. And we never knew it, never met. Fast forward, we get to the conference in Seattle in October of 2019. I'm feeling myself. I'm him. You already know the deal. So I'm a little buzzed. I'm feeling real good, real nice. I'm the guy now. Got a bank account full of money. I got the degrees. I got all the things. I'm good now. I ain't checking for nobody. I am here minding my own business at this conference where I'm taking up space because this was the conference that I'm going to do my dissertation for the first time. Presenting. So I was going to present my dissertation for the first time. That's why I'm there. But I don't present until Sunday. And I already know, Sundays, most conferences, folks don't. They hung over. They back at the house, whatever. So I'm enjoying the conference because I don't expect nobody to be at my workshop on Sunday. So I'm enjoying. I get to the bar. Linwood texts me, hey, man, where you at? What you doing? I'm like, I'm over here, blah, 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 blah. Hey, come meet me over here. I got some folks. I go over here. Linwood holding court at the bar. Everybody named my... I come over there. Who is he? You know what I mean? Like that, we take up space. We black men in the council profession, we take up space. Period. So we being Linwood taking up space. I come in, we take up more space. And I'm excited because Linwood is winning this huge award the next day. So I'm there, we dap it up, chop it up, we have a drink, boom. Linwood introduced me to everybody that was there. Mia was one of the people there. Jay, this Mia, Jay, blah, blah. Y'all got some research interest, boom. Y'all should talk. I'm like, cool, nice meeting you, whatever. I'm feeling good. I ain't really checking for Mia. I'm like, hey, you need to be at this event tomorrow. This luncheon. She's like, for what? My boy went in the war. You need to be there. Don't worry about all the details. You need to be there tomorrow. She's like, I don't know. And I start layering it up. Like, wait a minute. This guy, I didn't even know the connection that they had. I didn't care. None of my business. This guy's winning a big award tomorrow. I need you to be there. We just met, but you breaking bread with him. I need you to be there. And she's like, okay. Maybe. She left it at that. And it was just chip. Like, how dare you not go to something I recommend you to go? Yeah, this is going to be the spot. That's where everybody at. And she's like, no, I'm good. I'll see. She played it real, real weak. I'll see. I kept that. Right. So the next day is the luncheon. So we have the luncheon. Anybody black, BIPOC community is all in this place waiting to celebrate Linwood for this big award because we already knew. So he won Mentor of the Year award nationwide, which is insane. He earned it. He deserved it. And one day I can't wait to pay homage to him by winning that because this don't happen. There's that. Not because of the award, because of the lineage, because of the history. So I'm there. My boy finna win the award. V. Crest there. If y'all know Vicky Crest, look up. Vicky Crest gonna be ACA president. That's my dog. She looked out for me at YSU. So I got all these people that's winning these big awards that I'm there watching them win. It was a beautiful thing. Vicky Crest walked across stage, give Vicky Crest love. Oh, still anticipating, waiting. My boy finna across stage. Linwood across stage. The place erupted. Linwood win his award. Come back in. We shut the place down. And next thing you know, there's another award coming up because we didn't settle that, everything cool. There's another award coming up. And guess who walked across stage? Leah walked across stage with the research award, national. And she pranced across that stage. And I said, wait a minute. Who is you? And how you do me like that? Not only was she going to be at the award ceremony, she was winning the award. Didn't say none of that. I said, yo, I need to know who she is. I knew right there. I need to know who she is. I don't know nothing about it, but I know you don't do me to me. You do not. So I kept the menu at the luncheon because I knew her name was on. After later on that day, a couple days later, or a day later or so, I asked Lynn, well, hey man, you introduced me to this person. What's the scoop? Is she taken? Is she with somebody? Like, what's the deal? He said, man, I don't know. Shoot your shot, bro. I don't know, bro. Shoot your shot, man. Do your thing. I don't know. She good people. I don't know. Shoot your shot. I said, cool. Let me find out, right? Let me find out. Hey, let me find out. So that was where my head was. Meanwhile, I got a couple of my mentees with me from NBCC. Big shout out to Kalisha. Big shout out to Janelle. They there. I'm finna meet them. We met, chopped it up, had some drink, good time. Next day, I got a dissertation presentation. Guess who shows up? My girls. Kalisha, Janelle, red tag to see me put on the damn show because they already knew. Meanwhile, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm confident, but I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I'm over here shaking like crackhead in church. I'm shaking. Crack falling out my pocket, shaking. Yeah, I'm gonna get found out. I'm an imposter, right? I'm dealing with that at the same time with such an amazing night, such an amazing experience, and that's just how deeply rooted this stuff is that we deal with. So I'm finna do my presentation. Everybody come in, sit down, and guess who walks in? Nia walks in, and I'm like, "Yo, who are you, and why you keep doing this to me?" She comes in and smiles. She grabs her seat. Now I'm even more nervous because I already been checking, right? So, you know, I'm getting ready for my presentation. We get started up. Boom, I do my thing. I'm talking about the lived experiences of Black male therapists, counselors, counselor educators on their journey to become counselor educators. Meaning, not to spend too much time here, because this is an episode within itself, but meaning, if there are stereotypes and barriers around Black men when it comes to therapy, how did you overcome all of that to become a therapist yourself or a counselor educator? Now recognize it. I'm the same guy. I'm the same person who did that. How did I do it? I don't know. I asked them, got a response. There's that. So as I'm doing my presentation, I had a couple hecklers, people trying to stunt, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Sit down, sir. Folks is just trying to say, well, if it's this and that. Me hopped in. No, he actually said this. He actually said that. No, he did. He actually didn't say this. He did that. I mean, she was holding down for your boy, like putting folks in, hey, sit down, have several seats, sir, ma'am. And she looked out for me. And even the mentees that were there was like, okay, Mia, okay. It was a moment. And everybody who knew like this is something. I don't know what, but it's something. After the presentation, I hug it out, give everybody hug, everybody love. I give me a side hug where it's like, yo, I see you. And you showed your ass this week. The week 48 hours in, you showed your ass. And I'm curious to know, because Linwood mentioned we may be able to help each other through research. So I kept it professional. And she said, yeah, I want you can check out my dissertation, blah, blah, blah. Linwood told me, blah, 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 blah. I said, cool. We exchange numbers. We part ways. She goes back to Texas. I go back to Jersey. I'm in Jersey minding my business. She in Texas minding her business. Somehow, to this day, I don't know who called who, but somehow somebody reached out and we scheduled basically a dissertation chat on Zoom. This was pre-pandemic. So we scheduled this chat, we talked, and we did a whole basically hour talking about research, this and that, this and that. And although we talked about research and being professional, there's a little underbelly of flirtation. And I'm like, she can't be spoken for talking to me like this. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I is? And I'm single and ready to mingle and available and healthy. Oh my God, come through. So my whole energy was just very different. And I was curious about it. So after the phone call, after we got off the recording, I said, hey, would you be open to exchanging numbers? And she said, sure, absolutely. So we exchanged numbers. We've been texting ever since. That was in 2019. So me being who I am, a seasoned dater, already knew the deal. I wanted to take her out on a date, but I couldn't do that if she's in Texas and I'm in New Jersey. So therefore, my spicy self said, hey, I would love to take you in on a date. This was via text. And she said, in on a date, what are you talking about? And I'm like, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? So we end up talking about it. And basically I asked her, hey, I can't take you out because I'm not in Texas. However, I would love to take you in on a date. Let's meet on Zoom at this time. Wear something nice, grab you a drink. And she said, okay, player, I'll see you. I said, yeah. So Thursday come at the time, she's there, drink in hand, ready, on time, dressed to the nine, looking good, smelling good, although virtual. Drink in hand, ready for whatever. Our first date, we talked for 6 hours straight. We took a break for the bathroom, refill our drink. And we talking about basement stuff from the beginning. We started in the living room, we in the basement. We in the attic, we in the basement. We all through the house talking about things I usually don't talk about on a first date. And it was easy and it was familiar and it felt good. And it was like, yo, this is cool. This is what it's supposed to be about. How come I where this been? The reality was, it's where I've been. I had to become somebody to be able to have that interaction that we had at the time. If she would have met me 6 months prior, a year prior, wouldn't have been none of that at all, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, if I'm being honest. Because I was a different guy then. So the guy that she got is the guy I was in order for us to connect. So that was the first date. Phenomenal. Talked about everything. Second date came. Again, ask you in. This time, wear whatever. Get something comfortable, PJs, whatever. Let's just wrap. Second date the next week was 8 hours straight. That's a whole shift, y'all. Family. It's a whole shift. We did a whole shift, man. And it was phenomenal. We took a break for drinks, took a break for the restroom. Outside of that, we just poured into each other's house, basement, living room, attic, and it was beautiful. It was mutual. It was real. It was honest. It was God, spiritual. It was a connection. And I knew, like, this is something, I don't know what. So she being a risk taker, she is. She said, hey, Jay, I got to share something. This is on the second date. Mind you, all we have as far as physical was a side hug. That was it. And she shared with me, I got something to say, and I don't know how you're going to say it. I don't know how you're going to take it. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but I got something to say. I'm just going to say it. And I'm like, all right, shoot. What's up? And she said, Jay, I don't know what's what, but I see you doing some really big things. And I think it's great. I see God's light in you shining like a lighthouse. And I think, I believe that we've been placed together for a reason. And I believe that you're the man I'm supposed to marry. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I don't even know you. You don't even know me. Like I backpedaled. I was like Michael Irvin. I backpedaled, boo boo. I said, wait a minute, because I'm sure y'all heard of and said it before. God told me you was him. Shut up. God ain't told you nothing. Hennessy did. Let's go. And to my Hennessy drinkers and non-Hennessy drinkers, I want to push you on a drink from my boy, Chef Willie out of Atlanta. Bad to the bone. Chef Willie put me on Hennessy and pineapple. Get you some ice, get you some hen, fresh pineapple juice. Dig in. If you want to be spicy, add a little lime. Listen, I am a licensed bartender and a licensed therapist. I don't play. And I'm a podcaster, licensed. I don't play. Do with that what you will. The life work. Get you a drink, post it, whatever. I want us to build this community. All right. Back to it. I don't know why I started talking about drinks. But there's that. So, as we go on this journey, by this time, I'm taking it back. And at the same time, I'm feeling real comfortable because she stepped outside her comfort zone to share what she was feeling. And when I took a moment to be honest with myself, I was feeling the same way. And she said, man, what are your thoughts? I know this a lot. And it took me a while. I paused. And I said, I feel the same way. And I'm 99.9% sure you're supposed to be my wife. We both clutched our pearls. And it was a moment. And we took that moment. We stood in that moment. And she said, I'm sure I know what the 0.1% is that makes you not 100% about us building this. Me being me. What, Billy Badass? You got all the answers. What's the reason? What's the 0.1%? And she said, honestly, I think the 0.1% is I don't look like the woman you expected to marry. I don't look nothing like her. And I was like, dang. She was right. Because Mia is not black. And it took a moment for me to really understand what was happening in real time. What was happening in real time and my beliefs were going up against facts and evidence and what I could feel, what I could see in spirituality and move, all these things. I was brushing up against it and recognized a blind spot. And my blind spot was interracial relationships related to Black men, white women, the historical context, being raised in the South, slavery, everything goes back to slavery for me. Just know that. So all these things, I didn't know how blinded and how many barriers I put up against dating women who are not black, specifically uh, white women. Never did. So, I would hang out here and there, but never considered it because of how I grew up. The culture. You can bring anybody up in here, but who they finna be and who they ain't finna be is what we're taught and told. So we have a bias, a belief, a stereotype around certain people, places, and things because of what we were taught and told. And I didn't know until that moment. Because I let her know, you're absolutely right. Because my vision was a Delta. You know what I'm saying? Black Delta, big old afro, you know, smelling like I had all these visions. I had this attic idea of what it means that the woman I was gonna marry. I was dead wrong. However, I was right about all these other things that I valued, wanted, respected, admired. The only thing I had an issue with was race, and I recognized it was my issue. I didn't know. So I told her, hey, I'm gonna need some time. I'm gonna need some time. And she said, take as much as you need. I'll be here when you get back. How you do me to me? Couldn't believe it, y'all. And I took my time. Went back to my therapist, went back to all these different people to begin asking and challenging. Went back to several different versions of me. And one of the first phone calls I made was to Uncle Greg. Big shout out to Greg, who's been on the show, his family. One of the first people I called, hey, Greg, man, you won't believe this. I mean, I met this woman, blah, blah, blah. And I'm giving him a scoop. He's like, yeah. Okay, this, that. Okay, so where you at? What you doing? I said, man, there's one problem. He said, what? I said, she ain't black, man. He said, okay, well, so what's the problem? Like, she got kids, she got HIV. Like, what's she got a toe in her head? Like, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, man, she not black. And his excitement just left to disappointment. So you're telling me all these things that you shared about this woman and where you are, and I've never heard you talk like this, and I've been here with you, and I know where you be. And you're telling me you're having a problem with moving forward because of her race? And he simplified it. He said, is that what you're telling me? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, get off my phone. He hung up on me. Get off my phone, man. My uncle hung up on me. He hung up my phone with the most audacious hanger up possible. And I reached out to Julian, reached out to my friends. I'm telling them what's going on. And they tell me the same thing. Jay, what is the deal, bro? What is this about? And I had to go in my basement to do the work to understand how deeply rooted my beliefs were around race, around culture, around interracial relationships, around white people, white women, white men, Karen, and all. I had to do some really deep digging to uncover myself to be present for her, me, and all that we've created in 7 years. And man, I did the work. Came back, as she knew I would. Hey, about 100% now. You ready? She like, yep. Glad you decided to join me. Mia was 38 years old at the time. I'm 38. She was 39. I'm 38. We were grown. Never been married. Never had kids. Have a lived experience. She's Greek. Her family's from Greece. And even when I was sharing with people, yeah, she's Greek. It was like, oh, okay, she's Greek. Okay, cool. Not recognizing, like, culturally, she's from Greece. The country. Like, she's Greek, like Greece. People didn't know because when I say Greek, they're like, oh, she's the divine nine? No. She's in a sorority, but it ain't Delta Sigma Theta. It's a sorority, a Delta sorority from University of Redlands. Still got me a Delta. And it was a moment of transformation for me to really dive into the past version of me, to embrace who I actually am. And I decided we're moving forward because this is it's so good. So I got over myself. She had to work through her stuff. I worked through my stuff, and we decided we finna work together. So we met in October 2019. By December 2019, it was a long distance relationship. We weren't even in the same state. We had our first official date in December. 2 months later, our first date was in person in San Diego. I think it's a game. That's where we met. So us having a weekend in San Diego, I was finally in a place and space where I could court her in person. And that's exactly what I did. So for the next 2, 3 days, I had events from morning to night that we can do to make up for the months that we had to date virtually. And it was amazing. And true story, around this time, this is when I lost my cousin, Manny, my brother. And I broke down in front of her, sharing my truth, and she embraced it all. It was just these moments that she had and I had, and we were there for each other in a way that I've never experienced before. So we both knew. So in December, we made it official. We opened a joint bank account on the spot. Our first official date in person, we opened a bank account because those first 2 dates was the beginning. We've been talking every day ever since. Every day, building. Once we got there, it was an idea. Boom, let's put it together. I just want to share my truth with you. You can do whatever you want to do. We opened a joint banking account in December of 2019. Here we are, March 2027. That same bank account is rocking and rolling. Yes, indeed. Her maiden name is Aller. My maiden name is Branch. So we developed a company, an enterprise called Olive Branch. Olive Branch represents 3 cultures. You know, branch, tree, strong, family, ancestry, Black folks, boom, we put them together. And that's what that's what we've been able to build and create. Continuing on this journey, I hope you're still with me, got your popcorn. When you know, and knowing means knowing self. So she knew herself really well, knew myself really well. And we were both therapists. She's finishing her doctorate. I'm already him. And we just start building and evolving together. So December was the beginning. And we spent New Year's together, Christmas together. I met her family. She met some of mine virtually, you know. And by February, again, Valentine's Day, I just knew, oh, it's finna go down. But we both hate Valentine's Day. So I said, I'm not going to do the 14th. I'm going to propose on the 13th because the 13th happens to be one of her and my favorite numbers. What are the chances of that? We both love number 13. I love number 3. Again, 3 parallels. Come on, put it all together. So every month, we would go to different places and spaces to visit, to connect, to build, to date. And by February 2020, I decided to propose in New Orleans. She didn't know nothing was happening. I'm putting all this stuff together. We meet in New Orleans, get an Airbnb, boom, do the proposal. We pop champagne. It was a beautiful thing. So that was the engagement, February 13th, 2020. So she graduated. She moved to Jersey. We together. We building. We growing. Pandemic hit. We in the middle of the pandemic. And I went to visit her. This was March. Full circle. We were engaged in February. By March, I was coming to visit her for spring break. Came down to visit for spring break. COVID hit. We was locked down together. She ain't had no car. I had to take the rental back. No, I think I flew. Yeah, I flew. She didn't have a car. I flew. And we were stuck in her 1-bedroom apartment, engaged. And she's finishing her doctorate. I'm supposed to be there for spring break. I was there for about 3 months. I kid you not. Therefore, because I never lived with a woman, you know, I've never experienced that, dating somebody, being in a relationship with somebody and living with them. I never experienced that. So I experienced it all together at one time because of COVID. And it was the moment where I learned what it means to be partnered, to be together and all of that. And we found out like, oh, if we're going to do this, this is what it looks like. This is where we are now. And we want more. And we survived. We actually thrived. No car. We walk into the grocery store. You know, I got 3-4 sets of clothes. I got 3 days worth of clothes. I'm there for months. It's funny now. It was hell then. We didn't know. I wasn't prepared. But it was what we needed in order to solidify what we established. We survived it. She graduates. We get done. she moves right up to Jersey with me. The following year, we have our firstborn, Jalen. But before we had Jalen, we had dinner and a discussion that I was so geeked to have a conversation of choosing to bring a child into the world. Two of them, to be exact. She wanted to. She didn't care. Boy, girl, boy, girl, girl. She didn't care. She knew she was going to be a boy mom. I wanted two, boy and girl. Again, my own stuff. So we had our firstborn, Jalen. I thought he was going to be a girl. Not at all. So my dad, Charlie James Branch, who you just got to meet earlier, CJB, we kept the initials, my initials, Charles Jason Branch. So when Jalen came, she allowed me to have the dream that I had of naming my child the name that I desired and created when I was in undergrad. Carter Jalen Branch. I made that name up when I was in undergrad because I love the name Carter and then Jalen Rose. That name just stuck out to me. So that's his namesake. And she's like, I'm with it. Boom. I named the first one. We had Jalen in July 2nd, 2021. 2021. Excuse me. I'm still a new dad. And we decided, we both working virtually. She moves to Jersey with me. We all together. This is when I left the profession the second time. I left the profession twice. The second time I leave because I was making more money in private practice than I was teaching at the institution. And we both were working virtually. It was like, why are we still here? Not a lot of family here. Where do you want to go? So it's kind of like coming to America. We pulled out a map and it's like, where you want to go? It's like, how close can we get to San Diego? Let's go there. And we went. 18 months later, after Jalen, Cameron Jordan Branch. She was able to give him that name. Kept the initials. I had some leverage with the initials. She offered the names. Now we got two boys. Cameron was born January 13th, 2020 something. Again, I'm new to this. He just turned 3. Jalen to be 5 this year. You do the math. I ain't doing it. And now we just closed on the house in San Diego. I claim San Diego. I'm not literally in San Diego. I claim it though, because that's where I will be. But where we are now is not in San Diego, but I claim it because I expect to be there. We're very close. But I want to be in the heart. I expect to be in the heart. So, long story long, we've built and created the life that we've dreamed of with each other, and we're only getting better. Don't get me wrong. Marriage is hard. Marriage is a lot of work. However, we have two people who are willing to do the work on themselves in order to do the work with each other in order to have a happy, successful, healthy marriage relationship that exists in real time. That's solid. That's under the surface. It's part of the reason I don't post a lot. I don't post in person stuff anyway, because it keeps people out your business. And for me, like what we have, what's so solid, what we built, I don't share with everybody. I share the stories, but everybody doesn't get access unless you have access. And I'm proud of that. So that's part of, I keep my personal. I share with my family, my crew, you all. But everybody don't have access and everybody don't need access. So I don't offer it to all, but to some. Fast forward. We're celebrating our anniversary. Now, we got married online. The judge was virtual. We got the shirt on. We got clothes on. No pants underneath because it's COVID. We had a couple witnesses there. We planned this big wedding. Couldn't have it. COVID. And we just start building from there. Fast forward, we're in California, and this year something happened that was so amazing for both of us, which solidified our journey together 7 years later. Because 7 years later, to celebrate, we no longer celebrate August as our anniversary. We celebrate the 13th, February, because that's our date. That's when it all came to be. So 13 is special to me. So we went out to celebrate our anniversary this month, Black History Month, February 13th. We went to the casino, not far from where we are. Went to the casino, and for the first time, I'm like, I want a player card. You know what I mean? We just out here wild doing new, different, uncommon. Me, it loves casino. I'm gonna share this publicly. I cannot wait. Could be this year. I cannot wait to be able to fly from San Diego to Vegas just to have fun at the casino, stay overnight, eat great, and come back home. All on me. I cannot wait to be able to do that because it's a dream that I have that we will have the ability to do. I'm just giving you me. You can do whatever you want to do. All right. So as we're celebrating at the casino, talking about that day coming, we recognize, getting these player cards that we've never done that before. We go to the casino all the time, whatever. We never did the player cards. We did the player cards. We needed the key code. The key code we decided was going to be our anniversary day, 0-2-13. So we go to the front desk. We doing our thing. We put in the code 0-2-13, and it slapped me across the face. Honey bun, ripple, everything. And I'm like, yo. And she like, what? Calm down. Calm yourself. What's up? I said, yo, 0-2-13. She said, yes, our anniversary day. Yeah, like we're going to do that instead of August. Yes. I'm like, no, yeah, 0-2-13. She like, Jay, what? They're just numbers. It's February 13th. Yes. And it wasn't until the third time I said, yo, Mia, 0-2-13. But she said, wait a minute. 02 represents Jalen was born July 2nd. 02. Cameron was born January 13th. 0-2-13. What the hell? Full circle. 7 years later, we were supposed to be him and her. All caps, no blue hat. And now we have children that we're pouring into and helping them to become the best version of themselves possible. How can we lose? And you all are connected to me and my story and connected to her. You've been hearing about her. You've been hearing about the boys. Now you hear our story for the first time. And a lot of people don't know the story, and I don't share it with everybody because everybody does not deserve a seat at your table. Somebody do something with that. Because if you ain't got a seat, ain't nothing you can say, ain't nothing you can do, ain't nothing you can change if you won't have a seat. Everybody doesn't get access. You get to decide. So my proud moments culminated in this beautiful, organic, holy matrimony of a relationship. That's a healthy marriage that I'm proud of. That is very different than the upbringing that I had. Providing a new environment for my boys, providing a different perspective from a husband, a father, a man, and different perspective for the culture that, to me, it doesn't matter who you decide to be with, period. Period. Doesn't matter. It only matters to people who have an opinion about something that they've never experienced. What does that matter? So I'm sharing my lived experience to encourage you to consider things you never have by being done. Doing things different, uncomfortable, and new. I had to do that or to become this version of me and celebrate 0-2-13 on the first day of March and Mia's birthday on the 3rd. We finna have a good time. This has been another episode of Three Parallels Podcast with your host, the Brother Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who you were, embrace who we are, and make room for who we're trying to become. If that is you, you're in the right place at the right time. I'm an executive performance coach. My job is to help people help themselves by becoming the best version of you possible, him, her, or them. If that is you, reach out to me now. Don't wait. This is your breadcrumb. 404-436-2540. Shoot me a text. Schedule some time. Let's make it happen. If I can be him and have a successful relationship, marriage, children, and it's healthy, it's happy, drama, and all that aside, if I was able to do it, I have no doubt that you can if this is what you want. I'm more than willing to help you on your journey if you're ready to invest in you. That is it. That is all.
Who I was, who I am, who I want to be. The journey's nothing if I don't know what I want for me. I just want to see the growth in my mind, body.